Meghan has been going to a few parties recently without Harry.
Harry is so much better on his own, and the evidence appears to keep adding up. Louise, is there more than...
She left the monarchy. She left the media circus. She even left the continent. But one thing Meghan Markle never left was the narrative. And now she might be about to flip it. Because this time, she's not the one being courted by royalty. She is the royalty. This isn't just a story about marriage drama. It's about power, leverage, and the quiet whispers that say Meghan Markle is, allegedly, planning her next move. Not just away from Prince Harry, but towards someone else. A man with no ties to the firm, no British baggage, and more money than the entire Sussex brand could ever print. His name, let's call him Khalid. Billionaire oil prince, 2 private islands, and according to insiders, a growing obsession with Western royalty.
Pandora, that anyone is trolled, so to speak. But when, like we said earlier in relation to the Wowsers, when you're in the public sphere...
And here's the part the tabloids don't know. Meghan hasn't said no. Not to the attention. Not to the gifts. Not to the idea. Let's rewind. 2018, a divorced American actress becomes a duchess. The world holds its breath. And for a second, it really did look like the ultimate fairy tale. 45 million wedding. A-list guests. Global headlines. But behind that perfect royal facade... stress, isolation, and a growing rift not just with the press, but with the palace itself. I just didn't want to be alive anymore. One line, one moment, and the illusion shattered. The Great Escape to Montecito was supposed to be a reboot. Netflix deals, new podcasts, redemption. But instead, dropped deals, half-baked ventures, and whispers that behind the mansion walls, things weren't quite working.
Harry's people, that he's got a couple of rooms somewhere in Montecito where he can go to and have a bit of quiet time away from Meghan and the children.
It's hard to manifest girl boss energy when your husband is crying about his childhood trauma every other podcast episode. And that's when Khalid entered the picture. A different kind of prince. One who doesn't need to chase relevance because he was born into empire. And for Meghan, it was never just about love. It was about partnership. And when that balance tips, well, even duchesses start doing the math. And if the rumors are true, Meghan Markle just cracked the door. And someone with billions is waiting to walk through it.
Well, it does make me wonder because all signs point to some issues behind the scenes. I mean, professionally, they've had to separate. Their brand was toxic.
His name's not in headlines, but his money moves are. Let's call him Khalid. Age 39. Net worth somewhere north of 12 billion. He's not a movie star. He doesn't drop albums. But when he walks into a room, governments pay attention. This isn't the rich guy who bought Twitter for clout. This is old money. Empire money. And according to 2 separate sources, we're talking about a man who collects royalty the way other billionaires collect Ferraris. And his latest obsession? Meghan Markle. Yeah, that's not metaphor. He owns 2 private islands. One of them has its own airport. And for the last 18 months, Khalid has been circling Meghan like a chess master planning 10 moves ahead. Invites. Rare art. A $3 million emerald necklace allegedly delivered through a courier in Beverly Hills. No return address. Just a handwritten card. For someone equally rare. And here's the twist.
A gym complex where he can go to and then relax after. There is also suggestions that Meghan has been going to...
According to Meghan's ex-stylist, she didn't exactly send it back. You don't have to accept a man's money to accept the idea of him. And Meghan? Sources say she's been entertaining the idea for months. Not in public. Not in interviews. But in quiet moments between friends and private lunches over matcha and subtle glances. And one of those moments leaked. Scene 3, Meghan's confession slips out. January 2024. A quiet lunch. Just Meghan and her best friend. We'll call her F. No cameras, no press. Just 2 women talking in hushed tones under California sun.
Across America and the UK as well. So whether that travels into a separation for them, let's hope not, because there are 2 children at stake here. Mm-hmm.
But what Meghan said that day would echo across 3 countries, 2 marriages, and possibly the end of an empire. She said, "Sometimes I think I jumped too soon." Pause. Maybe Harry isn't the man I thought he was. That line, F didn't keep it to herself. She told another friend. Who told a blogger? Who told everyone? Because Meghan didn't stop there. She looked her friend dead in the eye and said something no duchess should ever admit out loud. If I met someone like Khalid before Harry, my life would be very different. That sentence, that was the leak that started the landslide. Because now, for the first time, the world wasn't asking if Harry and Meghan were happy. They were asking, Is Meghan Markle preparing to upgrade? And suddenly every awkward interview, every solo appearance, every side glance from Meghan looked different.
I don't know what's going to happen about Harry and Meghan split rumors, but these rumors have been going around now. There is nothing of substance that I've been able to find.
Like clues. And one man, he saw all of it happening in real time. His name, Prince Harry. Scene 4, the cracks in the foundation. From the outside, it still looked perfect. Ocean views, designer interiors. A 14 million home built for a power couple. But inside, cracks were forming. Not from arguments, but from something worse. Silence. The Spotify deal collapsed. The Netflix numbers stalled. But the biggest fallout wasn't on a balance sheet. It was behind closed doors. He's not a closer. He doesn't think like a businessman. That's how Meghan allegedly described Harry to a friend. And when that quote hit the inner circle, it hit hard.
Childhood, they've had the acrimony, they've lived through it themselves, and they won't want that for Lilibet and Archie either. But moreover to that, I really find that I'm seeing Harry and Meghan much happier.
Therapy sessions, ghost-written memoirs, public breakdowns framed as healing content. And Meghan, according to insiders, she was exhausted, not from the press, not from the palace, but from carrying a man who, quote, needed saving more than he needed a partner. Meanwhile, Khalid sent flowers, real ones, the kind that only bloom in Bhutan, flown in on a jet, hand-delivered. While Harry was still writing journal entries to his therapist. It wasn't hate. It wasn't betrayal. It was something worse. A slow fade. The kind where love turns into obligation, and dreams start looking like mistakes. Officially, Meghan flew to London for a women's empowerment panel. Unofficially, she stayed at the Dorchester. Same weekend, Khalid hosted a black tie gala 3 blocks away. She was spotted entering the gala venue through a private entrance. No press, no statement, just a presence.
The World Privacy Tour didn't quite turn out the way that we thought that it would, but so why is he bringing this up now?
No overlaps, no conflict, and no alibi. Because that night, insiders claim Meghan and Khalid spoke for over 2 hours in a private lounge, no aides allowed. Her publicist dismissed it as a joke. Laughable, clickbait, just more royal gossip. But the thing about gossip, sometimes it's just leaked PR. Other times it's the only truth they can't officially admit. Look close enough, and you start seeing ghosts in the frame. And here's something I've learned writing hundreds of scripts about power and people who pretend they don't want it. When someone moves in silence, it's never because they have nothing to say. It's because they're letting everyone else speak first, so they can own the conversation later. 3 weeks, no tweets, no selfies, no Harry, just quiet. And in celebrity PR, silence isn't nothing. Silence is timing. It wasn't just the tabloids who noticed. Her fans noticed. Her critics noticed. Even her brand deals noticed. But Meghan, she said nothing. No denials. No cute family photo. No curated clip of Harry hugging the kids. Because sometimes silence doesn't mean retreat. It means recalibration. Behind the scenes, insiders say Meghan wasn't hiding.
The royal photographer made the point that he was really seeing the Harry of old. And it's been wonderful to see that. So,
and I feel like we have said that a number of times over the year.
Yeah.
She was calculating. On one side, a man who gave up everything, his crown, his country, his name. On the other, a man who doesn't need Meghan, but wants her on his terms. And in the middle, Meghan. Insiders say she's quietly rebranding. She's not just leaving behind royal baggage. She's shedding the Sussex identity entirely. This isn't a separation. It's a split. From Harry, from the narrative, from the past. And here's the power move. According to 2 sources, Meghan's team has been in talks for a keynote appearance in Abu Dhabi. New market, new allies, new future. And if she walks that red carpet with Khalid, the entire monarchy to Hollywood pipeline will collapse in real time because Meghan Markle won't just be Harry's ex.
And he just seems to be, a bit lighter and like he's having a bit more fun.
She'll be something else. It started with a blog headline. Nothing viral. Just one of those gossip posts no one takes seriously until you do. At first, Harry laughed. Clickbait. Then he saw the photos. Then he saw the timestamp. Then he didn't laugh. Sources say Harry unraveled. Stormed through the house. Doors slammed. Staff told to leave. And one ex-house staffer who quit 3 weeks later claimed they overheard him shout. So what now? You found your real prince? Meghan didn't argue. She didn't cry. She didn't explain. She just exited. No drama. No apology. just that unbearable strategic silence.
That just goes to show sort of like the prevalence of them really now taking part of headlines. And of course, as you said, privacy is so important.
And Harry? He punched a wall. That crack wasn't from drywall. That was the moment Harry realized something most men realize too late. She's already gone. And this is where it gets worse. Because according to one leak, Harry waited until Meghan left for yoga. And then he opened her phone. He's getting harder to protect. He can't adapt. And then the voice note. There's a world out there where I don't have to carry someone's trauma, where I'm seen. No cheating. No scandal. Just detachment. Calculated. Emotional. Already in motion. You can't fight someone who's not fighting you. You can only watch them leave and realize they already did. The palace is gone. The crown just a memory. And now, so is she. Because Meghan Markle didn't leave all at once. She left in whispers. She left in pieces. And now the man who gave up everything for love is standing in the wreckage alone. This isn't a divorce announcement.
For children who have lost their parents through warfare, he has lost a mother, so there's great resonance.
This is the slow, brutal unraveling of a man who thought fairy tales were bulletproof. But love doesn't always love you back, especially when someone richer, quieter, and more patient is waiting in the shadows. He'd seen rumors before, but this was different. Because this one had photos. This one had timestamps. This one had a ring of something he wasn't ready to admit. Plausibility. Meghan didn't lie. She didn't need to. She just didn't mention who else was in the room. And Harry? He filled in the silence with rage. It wasn't jealousy. It was the realization that she had options. And he had therapy. And nothing kills a man faster than realizing he's been emotionally replaced by someone who hasn't even said a word yet. You said...
And to Louise's point about the separation, this is an opportunity where they could actually come together. It's completely innocuous. It's a goodwill.
Listen, or woke Hollywood writing expert, I am going to send you a script generated from subscriber AI experts. Say, don't rely on subscriber AI 100%. Generate and then do manually best possible for high retention title. Meghan confesses she wants to leave Harry after Arab billionaire wants her badly. Imagine this, you gave up your crown, your country, and your family for a fairy tale romance. But what if that Prince Charming turned out to be a broke exile? And suddenly, a billionaire with oil money, 100 servants, and a 500-foot yacht just slid into your DMs? Meghan Markle considers walking away from Harry. Yeah, this isn't just another royal rumor. Because behind closed doors, Meghan Markle has allegedly confessed she's reconsidering her marriage. All while an obsessed Arab billionaire has been quietly courting her.
And part of the reasons as to why they have committed suicide is online trolling and social media. So that is what he is trying to link back to.
And the best part? This entire saga is juicier than a telenovela scripted by Satan himself. Let's rewind. Because in 2018, Meghan Markle won the lottery. A real-life American actress snagged a British prince, global headlines, tiaras, a $45 million wedding, and the world watched as she became a duchess. But it didn't take long for the fairy dust to wear off. By 2020, Harry and Meghan noped out of royal life, leaving behind titles, tiaras, and, allegedly, a trail of scorched relationships. Meghan tearful, I just didn't want to be alive anymore. What was supposed to be their great escape to freedom turned into a PR disaster. Netflix deals, Spotify flops, and endless lawsuits, Meghan's Hollywood redemption arc was not going as planned. And here's the kicker. Sources close to Meghan claim she's tired of playing mom, publicist, and therapist to a man who, let's be real, hasn't had a real job in years. It's hard to manifest girl boss energy when your man is crying about his dad every other podcast episode.
Got trolled, and that is good. We are saying Meghan got trolled, and that is bad, and it should never have happened.
The Arab billionaire. Let's just call him Khalid for now. He's 39, worth over $12 billion, and reportedly obsessed with Western royalty. Rumor has it he owns not one, but 2 private islands and a villa made entirely of imported Italian marble. And for the past 18 months, he's been circling Meghan Markle like a shark sensing blood in the water. DMs, gifts, invitations to ultra-exclusive events. A $3 million emerald necklace allegedly gifted to her through a private courier in Beverly Hills. And here's where it gets wild. According to one of Meghan's former stylists, she hasn't exactly said no. Flashback to early 2024. A private lunch in Montecito. Meghan's best friend, let's call her F, sits across from her, sipping on organic matcha. Meghan leans in, drops her voice, and allegedly says, "Sometimes I think I jumped too soon. Maybe Harry isn't the man I thought he was." And then, if I met someone like Khalid before Harry, my life would be very different. That line, it set off a firestorm. Because F didn't keep it to herself. She blabbed to another friend, who blabbed to a blogger. And now we're here.
On linking back to this, then I sort of think it sort of takes away from the really important matter at hand.
Let's not pretend the Sussexes were thriving. After their Spotify deal collapsed, Meghan was allegedly furious, not just at the execs, but at Harry himself. He's not a closer, she allegedly ranted to a friend. He doesn't think like a businessman. Insiders say Meghan has grown tired of Harry's emotional fragility. Therapy sessions, family drama, his ghost-written memoir that almost tanked their relationship with the Obamas. Meanwhile, Khalid has been sending flowers. Real ones, rare ones, orchids only grown in Bhutan, flown in on private jets. Poor Harry's out here trying to meditate away his trauma while Meghan's getting courted like Cleopatra. Here's where it gets even more suspicious. In June 2025, Meghan flew to London without Harry. Officially, it was for a women's empowerment panel.
Is Meghan not that? So I think he really needs to think about how he is communicating that message.
Unofficially, she stayed at the Dorchester, and guess who was hosting a gala in London the very same weekend? Yep, Khalid. And Meghan was spotted entering the gala venue through a private side entrance. Publicists denied everything. Meghan's team called the rumors laughable. But insiders say that night she and Khalid spoke for over 2 hours in a private lounge. Just a casual heart-to-heart between a married duchess and a man who once tried to buy a Formula One team just to impress Rihanna. So why hasn't Meghan spoken out? Why hasn't she posted a lovey-dovey photo with Harry? Why is everything suddenly so quiet? Because silence is a message. Insiders believe Meghan is weighing her options. On one side, Harry, father of her kids, partner in exile, royal baggage included. On the other, Khalid, power, prestige, no ties to British tabloids, and more money than Meghan could ever imagine. If you were Meghan, what would you choose? Love or leverage? And what about Harry? Let's just say the redhead isn't handling this well. Next episode, we'll dive into the frantic texts, the intercepted calls, and the devastating confrontation that may have finally broken the Sussex fairy tale for good. The palace is gone. The crown, just a memory. And now, so is the girl. Prince Harry has given up everything for love. But love doesn't always love you back. Because when Meghan Markle started entertaining the attention of a billionaire Arab suitor, Prince Harry didn't just get jealous. He unraveled. And this is the beginning of his breaking point. June 2025. The day Harry saw it, a headline buried in the gossip blogs, but burning hot behind the scenes. Arab oil tycoon seen hosting Meghan Markle in private lounge. At first, Harry laughed. Then he read the details. Then he scrolled to the blurry photos, one showing a figure suspiciously resembling Meghan stepping into a back entrance of the London Gala. And just like that, a seed was planted. A seed of rage. Back in Montecito, sources say things got dark. Harry reportedly lost it, storming through their $14 million mansion, demanding answers, slamming doors. One insider, an ex-house staffer, claimed Harry was yelling, "So what now? You found your real prince?" Meghan, always calculated, didn't scream back. She walked out, closed the door behind her. No drama, no tears, just that unbearable strategic silence. And Harry? He punched a wall. That crack in the wall? It wasn't from anger. It was from grief. Because Harry didn't just lose Meghan. He lost the version of her that still believed in him. And that's the real tragedy. You can give up a crown, walk away from a kingdom, even cut off your own blood. But when the person you did it all for starts wondering if you were ever enough, no castle can protect you from that.